Guys, it's Kendra. Today I'm here to do a Q&A for you. You guys asked me a whole lot of questions. A lot of it is about the girls and parenting, things that motivate me to be healthy as far as what I'm eating, fitness, when we're gonna have more babies, if we are gonna have more babies. That was the #1 question. So I hope you guys all enjoy this video and let's get started. A lot of you guys asked about my life before YouTube and what I did, what I went to college for, and that type of thing. So I went to Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo. I majored in communications. I went there with the intent of becoming an elementary teacher. I wanted to be a teacher my entire life. And then the year out of college, I worked with kids and just kind of realized that it wasn't maybe the right thing for me anymore. At the time, I had started my YouTube channel and it was just a hobby for a couple years, and it started to become something more, but not, I wouldn't call it a job at that point. It was just a fun thing to do in my spare time. So for the next couple years, I was waitressing and I also was a nanny for different families wherever we were. And I had intentions of working for Disney. That was one thing that I really wanted to do, work in marketing. I had a lot of different ideas. And then while this was all going on, I was having to spend a lot more time on YouTube. One, because I just wanted to, because I really enjoyed it, but also because I was starting to get companies who were reaching out to me and wanting me to, include them in videos and whatnot. And it became not, it still was a hobby and it still was fun, but it was taking up a lot more time. And I didn't have all that time because I was working 2 jobs. So, and also Andrew was going to physical therapy school during this whole thing. It came to the point where I just had to realize what I really wanted to do, if I wanted to pursue YouTube full time, and I did. So I quit my other jobs and I just decided I'm just gonna go for it. But I knew that I just had to work really, really hard, and eventually it paid off. And I just think that whatever you want to do, you just have to work really hard. Now I'm super fortunate that I can work from home, but it is very challenging at times. I do get a lot of people asking me what I do for work, but YouTube is a full-time job. I don't think people realize the back end of it. They just see like a 10-minute video, but the filming part of my YouTube channel is a very, very small percentage of what I actually do. It's a lot of time on the computer talking with brands and editing videos, and it's just a lot of stuff that you don't see, but it all makes it possible. So that's kind of a little backstory as to how I got here now. So the next question that I was asked a ton is how I stay motivated. So for me, it just is all internal. Every day is different, obviously, but I just get a lot of satisfaction in getting stuff done during the day. Having a job like I do is a motivator because I am my own boss and I have to basically make everything happen. I am fully responsible for my channel, my brand, just everything. So that's a lot of pressure and responsibility at times. As far as just getting motivated during the day to do clean the house and get things done, for me, if I don't have a clean house, then I am not very productive during the day. So if I want to get things done, I love having a clean house because I feel a sense of relief and that I can do whatever I need to do. Our house gets dirty all the time. Like right now, our house is a complete disaster. And then I'll clean it all and then it'll be a complete disaster a couple hours from now. That's just how it is. And I think I'm just learning now with kids. You just have to roll with it and you just have to let a lot go. And my house is not going to be spotless all the time. But I don't let that stop me from cleaning it still. I could just let it go. But for me, keeping my house in order is like it brings satisfaction to me, and I feel like I'm succeeding in the day if I can finish a day with a clean house. To me, that is a reward in itself. I won't sit down at the end of the day and watch TV unless the house is clean, because then I can wake up in the morning and I feel refreshed. I'm not burdened with oh my gosh, look at all the dishes in the sink. So I think you just have to find what motivates you. For me, what motivates me is that feeling that I get when the house is clean. As far as fitness goes, what motivates me for working out is that feeling that I get after I work out. I never regret a workout. I don't know if anybody has ever regretted a workout in their life. I also have realized that I'm a really big excuser maker, if that's a word. I find a lot of ways to say, you know what, I just had a C-section, I can't work out. So for the first 6 months, I didn't really work out at all. the doctor did say to wait 6 months, so that's fine, obviously. But after that, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just take it easy a little bit. And then it got to the point where I was like, well, I can work out now, but I should probably be working instead. I should tackle my emails. I should be editing a video right now. But in reality, going on a run takes 30 minutes out of my day, where I would be spending those 30 minutes just hanging out with the girls anyways. But now I get to get out of the house with them. They get fresh air. I get a workout in. I get quiet time for 30 minutes. And it's just like silly now not to do that. It just doesn't make any sense why I wouldn't take 30 minutes a day, which is the smallest amount of time. But it has given me the biggest amount of reward. Like, I've gotten in shape so quickly just after I started running. And then yoga is the other thing that I just love now. I do that every single morning. I wake up an hour before the girls, and it has just given me like a clear head. When I wake up, I just am prepared for them to wake up. It's not like I'm waking up to screaming babies every day. And it's just now a habit, and it's something that I do every day. It's not like a question of maybe I'll do yoga today. I just tell myself that I'm doing it. A lot of you guys ask what time I go to bed. I usually go to bed at about 9:30 to 10:30. It just depends. I don't like to go to bed at past 10:30. I just feel so much better when I get a good night's sleep. And since I wake up pretty early now, usually like 5:40, I'm pretty tired at the end of the day, so I fall asleep really, really fast. Andrew gets off work at about 6 o'clock, 5:36, so we have like an hour and a half with the girls until they go to sleep, and then we'll, eat dinner together and watch a couple shows, and that's kind of like our alone time. Going back to working from home, with kids, things change all the time, so you can't have super tight of a schedule, because when things go a different way, you're gonna be like, what the heck, I was supposed to do this at this time. So that's why I try to stay ahead of things, and I try not to wait to the last minute to do things. Again, waking up early is a way to kind of get the day in order. I try to get a lot done while they're awake, because now they only sleep for 2 hours a day for their nap. So that is not that much time. So now what I do is when they're content and happy and playing, that's when I like to do kind of my computer work. So I will have my laptop out here, and I'll try to respond to emails and do that type of stuff. And then when it comes to like filming and editing, I'll do that when they're asleep and I need like quiet time for that. I used to have my mom or Andrew's mom come over more to help, but now I've kind of managed it to where I can just do it myself. Andrew's always like, why don't you ask them to come over more? I think I'm just the type of person who just likes to do it myself, and I want to do it all. But I know it's not healthy to say that you can just do it all. But when I need to, I'll have Andrew's mom come over, and I'll leave for a couple hours to edit or whatever. And then sometimes my mom will just come over, and we'll leave the house and we'll go to the mall with them. And it's nice to have an extra set of hands to just go somewhere, because it's a lot more stressful when it's just me with them. As far as what motivates me to eat healthy, again, it comes back to how do you feel after you eat healthy. When I eat fast food, I feel so disgusting. Like, I cannot do that. I feel so much better when I cook. And I grew up, my mom cooked us every night. She cooked us dinner. Like, we never went out to eat that often. And if we did, it was like a special treat. My mom has always taught me that you never know what restaurants are putting in to their meals, but when you're at home, you always know everything that you're putting in. You know how much salt you're adding, how much whatever. Just be aware of what you're eating. I think that's super important. Just looking at the ingredients. Don't just look at the front of a box, look at the back, look at the actual ingredients, and just know what you're putting into your body, because whatever you're putting into your body is going to come out in some way. If that's how healthy your hair is, or your skin, or just how your gut is feeling, your stomach. To me, it's just so worth it. Like, Andrew loves to go out to eat, and he loves his sweets, but it's not worth, like, yeah, it's delicious sometimes to have a piece of cake, but gluten like messes with my insides. So sometimes I'll have like a couple bites of something, but I just know that I'm gonna feel so awful. So it's not worth it to me. Another question I got asked a lot was feeding them when they switch to solids, their bottles. So now they're drinking 3 bottles of whole milk a day. They drink 6 ounces when they wake up in the morning. They drink a bottle, like when they wake up from their nap, they'll drink a bottle of 6 ounces. And then they drink like 7 ounces before they go to bed. And I introduced solids. I think I talked about it more in one of my update videos of them. But I remember I gave them banana to start with, just super soft things. It's like you just have to constantly be trying new things, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, then you just wait a little bit and then you introduce it to them in a little bit. Same thing with sleep. Sometimes they're going to fall asleep right away, and then a couple weeks in a row they might not, but it'll eventually get back to normal. Like teething, you know, some days they're super cranky and I can tell it's their teeth because they're just biting on their fingers, and I just tell myself it's a phase and they'll get over it. And a couple things I've done for teething, I have these little like silicone things that they have little holes in them so you can put frozen foods in them. I put crushed ice. It'll numb their gums and feel good for them to chew on. Also, I've done the Camilla drops, if that's what they're called. They're like a natural teething liquid that you give to them. I do think those work too, but I go through them so fast. Another question some people asked was how I get me time or kind of stay sane in the craziness. And I think, okay, the first thing that I think is crucial is that you have to accept that your life is not how it used to be. And I always think back to before we had kids and I'm like, what the heck did I do? So having 2 kids at the same time has kind of forced me to be ultra efficient. And I kind of take pride in that, and I feel like proud of myself for doing that and being that way, because it's like, you have to survive. Before I could just do whatever I wanted every day, but now that's not the case. Obviously this is what I wanted, but it's just different. But I don't ever look back and think like, man, I wish my life was that way again. I never think that. It's more like, this is how it is now and this is how it's gonna be. So now let me figure out how I'm gonna change what I'm doing to kind of make it work. Since I am the type of person who likes to be constantly getting things done all day long, sometimes I get to a point where I'm like, oh my gosh, like it never ends, because it can truly never end. Like the cleaning, you can clean forever. So that's when I will tell Andrew, like, I just need to get out of the house, and I'll go to Target after the girls go to bed at night just to get out and just like detach from kid land. Another thing that I think is super important to me is my once a week bachelor viewing party. I don't know if you can call it that, but 2 of my friends come over every Tuesday. I record The Bachelor on Mondays, and then we watch it on Tuesdays so we can fast forward it, and we watch it like at 7:30. And we bring, you know, wine and cheese. And it's also nice to not talk about kids sometimes. Obviously, I could talk about them forever, but sometimes it's nice to just hear about somebody else, you know, somebody who doesn't have kids, and just like, what was your day like? It's refreshing. Oh my God. Look, you're on camera. I think I should zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, you kicking your leg?
Okay, we are back with babies.
Baby.
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 Oh, baby.
So cute.
Oh, daddy?
Dad.
Aw.
Daddy.
Okay, so the hot question was, do we want more kids?
Yes, we definitely want kids.
Yes.
So from the get-go, I always wanted to have 4 kids, and Kendra was capping it at 3. But now she seems to be compliant with, you know, if we just have 1 more, then I'll kind of be the odd man out, because they'll be together, and
Yeah.
everyone will kind of be alone. So
Yeah, I feel like we have to even it out now. Just since they're like their own. Look how sweet June looks right now.
I'd love to get twin boys.
I actually was,
We'd be all set. That'd be great.
I was thinking about that this morning. Like, I wouldn't be too mad about that, but we'll see. But yes, we do want more. As far as like time frame goes, I would kind of like them to be 3 years apart. At first I thought 2 years, but since we have 2 now, I think 3 years gives us a little more time with them.
And we want to try and spread out their birthday too.
Oh
So-
yeah, because their birthday's in December and I hate it. Another question was, how do we still manage to feel like we have friends? Like, I'm trying to think how people explained it. Like, how do you have time still, just like the 2 of us, like going to see friends, you know?
Well, you definitely got to make time for that. So that's one thing because I really do like hanging out with friends and stuff. So.
And I'm more of like, I could be a hermit and stay home every day.
So I usually do make plans. And one thing we're pretty fortunate about is both of our parents live not too far. They only live like 20 minutes away. And of course they really like to babysit. So.
Are you pushing me away? was parenting styles. Like if we talked about stuff before they were born, like if we agree on stuff or differ on stuff. I think we're pretty, hey, are you gonna be yelled the whole time? We're pretty similar when it comes to like what we find important. But both of them are, I feel like more so violent. They're very, have strong personalities. And I just feel like they're gonna require a lot of discipline. June is like the silent one where she right now is wanting to pull down this tripod. And she'll like do things, she's super sneaky. And you never know what she's up to, but Violet is like, look, she looks at you the whole time like, look what I'm doing.
I'm gonna touch it.
No, don't touch it.
Come here.
No.
Come here. Come to daddy.
Don't touch it.
But yeah, parenting styles, I don't think we didn't ever really sit down and just like discuss it.
No, we just like agree on things. Okay.
That's kind of how Kendra and I are for the most part. I mean, like we've been together for a long time and...
Oh, people are asking how long we've been married.
Oh, so we
got married in 2012.
Well, in June, we'll be married for 6 years. Mm-hmm. And then we've been together since she was 16, I was 17. We're just pretty similar in a lot of things. Like just, I don't know, stuff we like. We don't really ever have many disagreements because we just kind of agree on stuff.
Okay, what's one thing that you didn't expect from having kids, a positive and a negative? Okay, I'll give you an example of what I was thinking about this.
Okay.
So one thing that I didn't expect was the amount of cleaning I would have to be doing all the time. Like I am always cleaning. Like the kitchen is always a disaster. Oh, what? And picking up like that, I just never. I could not even imagine how much cleaning there was to do.
I feel like I expected everything that we've seen so far. I mean, I know people have had kids. I don't think anything really took me by surprise. I just kind of expected this all.
And even when we brought them home, everybody was like, what is your problem?
Where's your binky? Let's get you a pacifier.
What are you doing?
Look.
Do you want a cracker? So the babies have crackers now, and they're happy for 5 minutes. When we brought them home, just when they were babies, everybody was like, isn't it just, like, what is she doing? Crazy? Like, isn't it just something you have never expected? And both of us, we were like looking at each other and we're like, I mean, this feels just like kind of normal. Like, it didn't feel like, it didn't feel they're walking under the tripod. Oh my God.
And I think that had always been my kind of thought about it from the get-go. I think people, I think sometimes people like overthink things a little bit maybe. And at least in my mind, I just always thought there are billions of people in the world. I mean, this is like the most common thing in the world. So just kind of trust your instincts, love your kids, and things should be okay. And
that's fine.
I feel like it's just kind of gone exactly how I would have thought right now.
And I think it also helps that they're our first, so that's all we know is having two.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, there's two of them. Like, it was just like, this is what it's like, I guess.
All right, maybe the tough thing, because they did get sick for a little bit. So when two kids are sick, and then Kendra got sick also, that is really tough. So if they're both sick, that's
thinking too. They were sick 1 week out of their entire life, and it was their birthday. What are the odds? I guess their birthday does fall into like flu season.
Is that funny?
Okay, so something that I didn't expect that's positive is just that you could be having such a bad day, and even if like they're the ones who are making me stressed, like an hour later you could be so happy and they could be the cutest things ever, and you're like, who cares that you were screaming for an hour straight, you know?
Yeah. I think for me, I think I'm like most guys in that I didn't grow up caring too much about babies. Like if someone's got a baby, I'm kind of like, oh cool, I'm not gonna fawn over it or anything. But having your own kids, I definitely feel like that parent where I just think my kids are the cutest things in the world. And so whenever they do something, I just am like, just amazed by how cute I think they are. They're so funny to me and they're just so cute.
I know everybody says that.
Yeah, and so I know everybody says it. Now I can actually
but it's like you really feel it.
Another thing I hate is Kendra gives them these huge crackers and I am always afraid they're gonna choke.
Okay, that's another difference between us. Like I let them kind of like.
That is a difference.
I just let them. I trust them, and I'm with them all day, so I watch them. She's like bear crawling under the truck. But Andrew gets so freaked out about things like that.
Kyla, she's like going for the cracker.
Do you miss anything before babies? I already talked about this, kind of.
Okay. I don't really miss anything before, to tell you the truth, because now I've adapted and like we really are pretty good at getting out and doing stuff. So like I at least meet up with my friends one night a week, and I don't know. I feel like I've adapted well, and now most if not all of my friends are like married or getting married. So
It's just like a different phase in our lives.
yeah,
Like,
so it's fun, and now everyone's starting to like that, and
yeah. We were like the first ones to get married because we got married pretty young. I was only 23.
yeah.
And then it kind of took a couple years for everybody to catch up. But
But now a lot of our friends like coming over and actually seeing the babies.
yeah,
So
see what they have to look forward to.
yeah, so they like to play with them. So that's fun.
I said the same thing. I said I don't really like. I just think to myself, I had so much time before. Like now, things
Oh,
that,
okay.
you
So
know,
kind of touch on Kendra said she's always cleaning.
yeah.
Now, I mean, if I had been a bachelor, I would probably never care if my house was clean. But you know, growing with Kendra, I really got used to liking our house just being spotless and clean. And now we are cleaning a lot. I mean,
A lot. Oh my god. Oh my god.
we're always kind of fixing something
We're
or
always cleaning.
cleaning something.
Because
so.
you clean a room and then in 2 seconds, they have taken every toy out.
But truly, I do like that.
No, it's fine.
Like
It's not like a big deal.
Yeah, I feel like you do kind of adapt to your environment. So like, if I'm home and I have to finish notes for work or something, if the house is dirty, I don't know, I feel dirty. I don't feel like I'm ready to do my work. Whereas if I got it clean, I know nothing else is sitting over my head. It's like, okay, now I can.
I said the same thing.
Did you really?
Yeah. Okay, the last thing we want to talk about is budgeting with them and just how we've kind of adapted. We did a video on budgeting a long time ago when we just got married about the Dave Ramsey stuff.
Well, yeah. So like Dave Ramsey is this guy. He's pretty popular. He's just like a debt-free guy. He doesn't use credit cards. He's all about paying off your debt. So that's kind of what we've lived by the whole time we've been married. And
We were on a very strict budget in the beginning.
yeah, so really strict budget. But then as the debts start falling, I mean, it just kind of frees up more and more of your income. I use this one app called Personal Capital, and it just kind of outlines like where we've allocated all of our money. And basically we just give ourselves a certain amount of money that we can spend on them. So
Also, I'm always looking for sales for them too. I don't buy something if it's like over $15 ever. I'm pretty strict with when I'm buying stuff for them. I look for sales. I shop on like holiday weekends because they go through clothes super, super quick. Food is kind of expensive for them now. Like but first it was formula, which is really expensive. And now it's like actual food because I feel like they eat so much.
the formula stuff was expensive.
expensive.
I hated that.
Yeah.
But at least now they're drinking regular milk now, so.
Yeah, but it is a lot of, I just feel like you just don't spend as much in other areas.
We just kind of worked it into our budget. It hasn't really changed too much.
You got a basket? Thank you.
Because we definitely don't go out as much as we used to.
Yeah, we don't
so.
go out as much. I think that wraps it up for this Q&A. Good thing I filmed most of this before they were awake. Can you say bye?
Come here.
She
Come here,
said
June.
bye.
June, come here.
Say bye.
Come
Come
on.
on, June.
You get to wave. Oh, you're saying bye?
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Baba.
Oh, good. Say bye-bye to the camera. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you very soon. Bye.